Okay. Use a figure to answer questions 1 through 4. Question number 1. What is the measure of angle ACE? So angle ACE. This is angle ACE right here. And I can see that ACE is an obtuse angle. And when I look at that, it looks like it's, since it's an obtuse angle, it's crossing 50 and 130. So I know this one is 130 since it's an obtuse angle. So 130 degrees. Okay, question number 2. What is the measure of angle BCD? So angle BCD. Okay, and BCD is also an obtuse angle. It's greater than 90 degrees. So right there, ray CB is crossing 80 and 100 right there. Since it's obtuse, I know that's going to be 100 degrees. Okay, question number 3. What is the measure of angle ACD? ACD. Okay, angle ACD right there. And angle ACD is an acute angle, and ray CA is crossing right at 50 and 130. Since it's acute, I know it's going to be 50 degrees. Okay, and question number 4. Okay, what is the measure of angle ACB? Angle ACB. And that one's a little bit trickier. Okay, angle ACB. And you're going to see a lot of questions like this on our unit test. And there's a few ways to answer that. The easiest way to do it, and since I can see both these are crossing right on one of my numbers, on one of my multiples of 10, I could just go ahead and count how many 10s it is to get between the ray right here. So that would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So it ends up that's going to be 50 degrees, just like my smaller angle right here. Or let me put 50 degrees there. Okay. Or I could use some of the information I know about these other two angles. I know about these other two angles right here, and that could help me figure out what that is. Or I could just look at right there, angle C or ray CA. Okay, it's crossing right at the 50, and then ray CB is crossing right there at the 100. So I could just use those two numbers right there. I could take 100 and then 50 and subtract 50 from that, and that'll tell me what the measurement of this angle is right here. And but you're going to see some questions like that on the unit test, to where your rays may not actually line up with the 0 line on our protractor, and you still have to do calculations to figure out what the measurement of that angle is. Okay. Okay, question number 5. Okay, on question number 5, I think we're going to have to do some drawing, so let's go ahead. Okay, question number 5 right there. Okay, and it says, complete each angle on the questions 5 through 8. Label each angle as acute, right, obtuse, or straight. Use this ray and a protractor to complete an angle that measures 90 degrees. Okay, and if I'm doing that, go and get my protractor, and I go ahead and I'm going to line up my ray with a 0 line. I'm going to put my dot right there and line that up for the 0 line, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to take and mark 90 degrees up here. Put a dot right where the 90 degree mark is. And then what I'll do is I'll go ahead, line up the straight edge of my protractor with that dot. Now I don't have to take it all the way up to the dot. That's the dot up there that I made, but I'll go ahead and start at my dot right here, the end point of my ray, and take it up. Okay, and that's 90 degrees. And that would be a right angle. Okay. Question number 6 says, use a ray and a protractor to complete an angle that measures 180 degrees. And that's pretty simple. We know 180 degrees is straight. So I'm just going to go ahead and line my protractor up there and extend my ray out from there. And that's going to be that's a straight angle for me right there. Okay. Question number 7. Use this ray and a protractor to complete an angle that measures 45 degrees. So it's going to measure 45 degrees. And it's giving me space down this way, so I think I'm going to go ahead and turn my protractor like this. I'm going to line it up. And I know it's the acute angle, so 45 degrees is actually going to fall right in between the 40 and 50. So I'm going to carry it out here. I'm going to put a dot right there. Then I'll line up my straight edge of my protractor, the end point of my ray, and my dot there. I'll draw a line down. Okay, and that's going to be an acute angle. An acute angle. Question number 8. Sketch an angle that measures 135 degrees. So I'm going to use my protractor. Do my ray over here. It's going to be an obtuse angle, so I'm going to move it over on this side of the paper, so it gives me room to measure my 135 degrees on the other side. Draw a straight line right there. Okay, I'm going to line up my protractor, just like that right there. So I'm lined up straight on it. And I'm going to look for 135. 135 is going to be right there, right between 130 and 140. Put a dot right there. Then I line up my two dots, my end points on my ray and my dot that I made, my point I made right there. And that's going to be an obtuse angle. Okay. Now we're going to go back over to the guided practice. Okay, on the next page. Okay, use a figure to answer questions 1 through 3. Okay, question number 1. Which angle has a measure of 52 degrees? Okay, so I'm going to take a look at that. And I know 52 degrees is going to be an acute angle. It's going to be an acute angle. So I'm going to look at this one over here first. And this one falls between 50 and 40. So that's going to be 40 something. So that one's not 52. So I'm going to look at this angle over here. And this angle actually falls between 50 and 60. And if you look really close on your paper right there, it's a little bit closer to the 50 than it is to the 55. And I can't really see it on my projector right here, but if you look at the paper, you can count 2 marks over. So my angle that's going to be 52 degrees is going to be this one right here, TVU. So angle TVU. So answer A is TVU. Let's go down and look at the next question. It says, which angle is not larger than a right angle? Okay, which angle is not larger than a right angle? And right here it's saying only TVU. I think we know TVU is an acute angle. We measured it before and it's 52 degrees. Okay, but I think it's more than just TVU. I think RVS is also an acute angle. So I got right here TVU and RVS. And we have another angle here that we have SVT too. So let's look at angle SVT. And when you're looking at it, it's falling right, looks like it's falling right about 48. So it's got 48 degrees right here. And over here, it was on, so if I'm going to measure it as an obtuse angle, that would be 128. I'm sorry. Yeah, 128. 128. So I'm going to check to see if angle RVT is also an acute angle. So I take 128 and subtract 48 from it. 8 from 8 is 0. Okay, and 4 from 12, that's 6, 7, 8. So this angle right here is also an 80-degree angle. Or I could take a corner of the paper and put on it and kind of use that to see if it's an acute angle also. But, and this goes down with this problem down here. So actually angle, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even need to look at that. RVS, because RVS is one we already said. So we're talking about SVT. So SVT is also an acute angle. So all three of these angles right here that's listed are acute angles. So that's going to be my answer choice right there. And let's see if we can see problem number 3. Okay, which correctly lists the angles in order from greatest measure to least measure? Okay, and since we measured them all, I'm going to go ahead and just list it right here. That last angle that we just did, the one there in the center, was angle SVT, and we figured out that SVT was 80 degrees. Okay, and on the first one, TVU was 52 degrees. And angle RVS was 48 degrees. So looking at that, we know RVS is our smallest angle. And that makes it kind of easier. Hold on, let's see. Oh, it says from greatest measure to least measure. So we're looking for one that starts with SVT. So it's not this one, and it's not this one. So I have SVT here and SVT here. So my second largest angle is going to be TVU. So I'm looking for TVU, and that's it right there. So that means C is the correct answer choice. Question number 4. Kira's cat likes to play with rubber balls. The ball bounced off the table at an angle shown and rolled under the sofa. What is the measure of angle LMN? And we're going to have to look at this on the camera. We might be able to use process elimination on that one. We can see, well, we'll just go ahead and measure it. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend out one side of it right here. So I have a ray that I can see. I'm using my protractor. So I'm going to go ahead, line that up with my 0 line right there. And that looks like it does cross exactly at 90 degrees. So it looks like it's a right angle. And I was kind of looking at it, looked like a right angle. So we're going to go with answer choice J. And we can see it, 45 degrees would have been half of that. So I could have eliminated that one. And 60 is still quite a bit less than a 90-degree angle. And I could kind of see that that was going to be pretty close to a 90-degree angle. And 120 degrees is a lot larger than a right angle. So this one is the only one that's really close. Okay, let's look at question number 5. Okay, a cable railway is being built on a steep hillside. The hillside raises at an angle shown in the figure. Use a protractor to find the measure of angle DEF. Now I'm going to have to do the same thing. I'm going to have to extend that ray out to where I can actually, it'll come across my protractor. Just like that, I'm going to extend it out. That should cross my protractor there. I go ahead and line it up, put my vertex right in the center of my protractor. And it looks like it's going to cross somewhere between 110 and 120. So I'm going to call that 115. and it just happens that's up, but I almost made a mistake there. Okay, that's an acute angle. Okay, since that's an acute angle, we're not looking at 115. We're looking at a smaller number. So it looks like it's fallen somewhere between 60 and 70 right there. So right between 60 and 70, I'm going to say is 65 degrees. And there we go right there, 65 degrees is our answer choice. Okay. Question number 6. The ears of a stuffed rabbit form an angle. Use a protractor to find the measure of angle ABC. So I have some little lines on my protractor there, so I'm going to kind of use those to help me. That looks like that's falling really close to 30 degrees right there. I'll look at my answer choices, and I have 30 degrees as an answer choice. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and go look at the independent practice questions. On the next page. Okay, it says Abe is building a birdhouse. He needs to cut a piece of wood that will fit into the inside of the birdhouse. Abe must measure angle JKL to cut a piece of wood the correct size. Use a protractor to find the measure of angle JKL. A, 42 degrees. B, 138 degrees. C, 162 degrees. Or D, 158 degrees. Question number 2. Okay, the diagram shows the moon's revolution around the Earth as viewed from space. Use a protractor to measure angle ABC. F, 135 degrees. G, 120 degrees. H, 85 degrees. Or J, 180 degrees. Question number 3. Which measure below is closest to the measure of angle KLM? A, 57 degrees. B, 137 degrees. C, 43 degrees. Or D, 143 degrees. Okay. Use a figure to answer questions 4 through 6. I'll go back over here. Okay. Which two angles have the same measure as, which two angles have the same measure? F, angle FKG and angle JKH. G, angle GKJ and angle GKH. Answer choice H. Angle HKF and angle GKF. And J, answer choice J, angle GKF and angle HKJ. Question number 5. Which two rays intersect to form an obtuse angle? Answer choice A, ray KF and ray KG. B, ray KJ and ray KH. C, ray KF and ray KH. And D, ray KG and ray KH. Question number 6. Which angle has a measure of 66 degrees? F, angle HKG. G, angle JKH. H, angle FKJ. And J, angle FKG. Okay, let's look at the assessment. Okay, use a figure to answer questions 1 through 3. Which shows the measure of angle CAB to the nearest degree? A, 15 degrees. B, 125 degrees. C, 65 degrees. And D, 75 degrees. Question number 2. Which angle is a right angle? F, angle DAE, G, angle CAB, H, angle CAD, or J. All the angles are right angles. Question number 3. Which shows the measure of angle CAE to the nearest degree? A, 15 degrees, B, 125 degrees, C, 65 degrees, or D, 75 degrees? Okay, use the diagram and a protractor to answer questions 4 through 6. The support cable on the bridge from the angles form the angles shown. Which is the closest to the measure of angle MNO? F, 145 degrees, G, 60 degrees, H, 70 degrees, or J, 35 degrees? Question number 5. Which angle has a measure of 110 degrees? A, angle LMN, B, angle LOM, C, angle LMO, or D, angle NMO? Question number 6. Which angle has the same measure as angle MOL? F, angle OLM, G, angle NOM, H, angle NML, or J, angle LON?